All right, so new capsule means new coin, and it's a buffalo. I'm sure that was a big surprise. So I picked up another buffalo this weekend, and they're not necessarily scarce or particularly hard to find, but it always feels like I score a little bit when I do grab one. They are out of stock now and then, but I know that if I jump on AppMex, most of the time I can find them. It's just that the premium is going to be somewhere between 11 and 15% depending on payment options. So if you want them fast and you're not worried about that kind of premium, well, there really isn't a shortage. You are going to be able to find them. I suppose, though, if you're stubborn like me or you're just generally concerned about the price, they're going to be a little bit harder to find. Just as an example, my local coin shops get 11% for them, asking price. Now that's the same as what AppMex gets, and that's not a coincidence. I know a lot of local shops do model their prices after the online dealers. AppMex, of course, is the largest. So these coins are nearly $2,100 right now, or at least they are at two of the local shops that I like. And between us, I'd be willing to pay that for a buffalo now and then. But that 11% to 15% on AppMex, that is for a brand new 2021 coin BU. And the local shops, well, again, at least the ones that I know, they charge that regardless of year and almost regardless of condition. And for perspective, 6% premium right now on a 1 ounce gold coin would be about $2,000. 11% would be about $2,100. And that extra $100 seems like a relatively extravagant convenience fee. 6% is what these coins used to be about a year ago. It's still what you can find certain coins for today. I know the Britannias you can find for about 5%. But it's not particularly easy to find buffaloes or eagles in that range. And when I found this one, I paid about $50 more than I would have paid for a Britannia. And that $50, it's really not going to be a deal breaker for me on a 1 ounce coin when we're talking about something that costs more than $2,000. So I grabbed this one for about the price of a Canadian maple leaf. And all this talk about price, I know that's interesting to some people and not at all to others. Now, I watch spot every day, but for me it's more about the gut feeling on each purchase. $2,000, well, that seems like a fair price. $2,100, well, that's starting to feel pretty high right now. And the way I've been finding these things for less than that $2,100 lately has a little bit to do with luck, but I've also mentioned brokers before. And I'm probably using that term too loosely because a broker is someone that you'd use typically to make a large purchase. You're basically cutting out some of that retail fee. Now, when I'm traveling, though, lately, I've been looking for gold coin shops. I want to see what's in the area, and I do notice once in a while that some of them don't actually have retail locations. And that's how I found a person in one of the locations that I tend to travel through. I just called them up, and it turned out that they actually make larger group purchases. It's a little bit of a strange process, but it saves some money. I don't actually know how repeatable this is. I've only found 2 people who will do this. And I definitely don't want to say anything negative about local shops. I don't want to tell you that that's not the place to go because I always start at the local coin shops. And generally speaking, I'm happy to pay a little bit more to a local dealer knowing that it's a huge benefit to me personally if they're around when or if I ever go to sell. But when their prices get a little bit too high like they have this year and their inventory gets a little bit too picked over, I don't feel bad finding other sources. And that's what happened here. Last August, I found one of those coin dealers that doesn't have a retail shop. And this is the 4th coin? Yeah, this is the 4th coin I've purchased from them. The guy is super polite, his prices are great, but his inventory is completely hit or miss, and I'm just not real high on his list of priorities. So I might have tried 8 times, and to get those 4, I kind of felt lucky just to be able to get those 4. I don't know how reliable it's going to be going forward. It's just been a case where if I happen to catch him at the right time, I can get in on one of those group buys. And basically that means that I pay ahead of time, and then a week, maybe 2 weeks later, I find out if it's a buffalo or an American gold eagle, whether it's a new coin or it's random year, or whether or not he disappeared into the night with my money. So it's not an ideal arrangement. I've just happened to find a few deals over the last few months. Now for this one, I actually had my order in a few weeks back, so I got ahead of the recent price gains, but had this coin been available this past weekend for $2,100 when I happened to be in town, I probably would have grabbed it all the same. This has just been one of those weeks. Gold is feeling a lot more secure than some of the other assets that I'm holding these days. And I think more fun than what I'm paying for them or where I'm finding them is what they look like. Here is what 10 gold buffaloes looks like. Now, I'm still not including the proof in my count, and I do have a few locked up in a vault, but I'm planning to keep after this until I get to 20. I suppose I have 5 left, and that part's probably not really important, but after I hit that 20, that tube, I might actually be done with buffaloes again for a while, because eagles are my choice at scale. My plan is just to store most of what I have in eagles, and then I'll buy a few other things to keep it interesting. All of that's a ways off. Really, all I'm saying is that I'm going to get back to my focus on eagles pretty soon. Now, part of the delay for me on those eagles is this design change. That sounds weird, and it really shouldn't impact my decision, but it does. Now, eagles have never really been my favorite coin, aesthetically speaking. And even though we're only getting an updated reverse and then what appears to be a pretty basic security feature, I do think that they're going to be a little bit nicer. And I'm going to hold out on any new eagles until we have the Type 2 design out. Hopefully, I'll also be able to wait until we have the Type 2 design out and a reasonable premium. The new eagles are out July 7th or 8th, by the way, and you can actually order the pre-sale coins right now. JM Bullion has them. I think I saw them on AppMex also. I'm going to wait a little bit on that pre-sale. I don't know if I'll buy them pre-sale at all. I'm just not quite ready to lock in that price, and this gives me a little bit more time to hit those buffaloes too. I feel like I've been jumping around a lot lately. I've been talking about a few different coins, the buffaloes, the eagles, those Perth Mint series coins, and then I've been talking about this one, the Britannias. Now, they've kind of overtaken the Canadian Maple Leaf for me for that alternative purchase. They are the best deal at the moment in my mind. And if price is the biggest factor on what you're buying, again, I think this is the way to go because this is the best price in modern bullion, at least the ones that I know of. There are a few different options. I suppose you could say kangaroos are in there as well, but to me, this is the deal coin. But even though that Britannia is the best price and one of the best looking coins, and the Perth Mint series coins are the most fun, one of my personal favorites right now, I'm still trying to build up the US Mint coins as my top priority. I just thought it was worth mentioning that again, since some of these videos, they might give different ideas. All right, so now that we have that cleared up, I think we can call it a wrap. I'm curious if your plans have changed with premiums lately. I ended up watching one of my older videos, and the thing that stood out beyond how bad those videos used to be is that there really wasn't that big of a difference in premium. Just a year ago, we went from a swing of 1 or 2% from the most popular to some of these cheaper options to something more like 6 to 7% now. Again, that's just based on the popularity of a coin. That's a big change in less than a year's time. So let me know what you're thinking. And while you're in the comments, if you found any of this interesting, be sure to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. I know I'm super needy. All that helps get the word out. And this is still a young channel, so I appreciate all the help I can get. And as always, thank you for watching. I always appreciate your time. Take care.